Why mental math? Fibonacci sequence hidden in MM. Who are getting closer to the AirPods? World Championship is on August 30th, 2020. Hello everyone, welcome to MM News. I'm the Speaker Agent and M7. Today is May 2nd, 2020. Why mental math? Well, mental math in general is the arithmetic calculation using only the human brain without aid from any supplies or devices such as pencil, a paper, or a calculator. So people may use different ways to do mental math. Mental math is a very prestigious and useful skill, and I like to let everybody know why mental math is important. And it's important for all ages, not just for small kids. Okay, we cannot just live without quick math in life. For example, if I want to meet somebody at a certain time, like 5:30 p.m., right now it's 10 a.m. How many hours I have before I can meet this person? And I need to make arrangement of my time. Or if I buy something, I give a certain amount of money and how much change I should get back. If I don't know about that, I may lose money and I didn't know. How old am I? I have to know when was I born and what day is today, then come up with my age, right? Okay, so a lot of things that you cannot live without a quick calculation in your head, but mostly are not too hard. But of course, for school children, they will face many different type of math problems. Most likely to solve a math question requires two skills. One is the thinking skill, and then after you figure out what kind of operation or equation that you can use to solve the problem, then what's left is the calculation. Among these two big skills, thinking skill is more complicated and limited to train. Training can help to a certain point to get a good thinking skill. I think the more talent plays an important role. However, the other big skill for math is the calculation skill. To train this skill is more straightforward and rewarding. It doesn't matter if you're smart or you have the talent for that or not. Most of the children, as long as they are at the regular learning ability, most people can learn mental math. The achievement of mental math can be unlimited. It's true that math is no longer just arithmetic part. Once a person reaches at the fourth grade and higher, a lot of word problems are started to include it in school math. But even so, a solid, meaning accurate and quick calculation skill is always needed to solve the problem. Calculation skill needs to be maintained and carry on. Unfortunately, many parents, they want the children to spend tons of time to break through the limited thinking skill and discard the easy to achieve training on calculation. It is not uncommon to see many parents like to ask their children to spend a lot of time to study the advanced or hard critical thinking word problems for math, sacrifice or minimize the time in sharpening their calculation skill. It is a big pity that when the student can spend a very small amount of time to gain a good calculation skill, but they didn't even do that, because most of the time are occupied by trying to figure out the word problems. In fact, number fluency helps thinking. And later we will get into an interesting math sequence. It's called Fibonacci Sequence. Later, that could be a good example. By allowing students using a calculator, sometimes it impedes number fluency. I saw some students who have been trained for mental math for a few years, but once they enter into the high school, they are allowed to use the calculators almost at all times for math or other science problems. And I observed that they are already fully depend on the calculator. They don't even bother to use a little math brain, even a times table to get a simple answer. For example, for even a 7 times 8 problem, they will just punch the calculator to get the answer. That situation will make the students absent-minded when they are handling some numbers. What if they enter it wrong? They won't know. And it also be slower. That's a true example. For times table problem, they still use calculator to get the answer. And is it not a lot slower than just to get answer from your mind directly? 7 times 8, 56. That's it. I feel bad that if they can use calculators anytime, gradually the natural power of the brain will be diminished, and that's not good. So number fluency is important, right? So how to improve number fluency? No other secret, just like any other skills. Practice. No pain, no gain. But it's not really a pain, right? To practice, it means that if you don't pay some time and effort, don't expect to gain anything in return. Paper math, it's just a way to call the traditional way to do calculation. In general, people learn how to do math by using a paper and pencil. So I call that the paper math. If you want to practice paper math, then you will just do it paper by paper, of course, and question by question. But that kind of practice is cumbersome, and the achievement is limited. On the other hand, there's another way of practice your calculation skill, meaning using an abacus. What I have in my hand is an abacus. So there's a very efficient way of improving or learning mental math is by using an abacus. Conceptually, if you do mental math using these two different approaches, one is the traditional paper and pencil way, the other is the abacus way. Then if you do paper math, this is shown by the dashed line right here. We just roughly make it several stages by month. For the first 6 months is the first stage. You probably will see that using paper math, training a young child, and then the child may be able to learn simple addition, subtraction, or even some multiplication by times table. So the first 6 months, you probably see that paper math is more efficient, get a better result. The first 6 months for people learning abacus are still trying to understand what the abacus is. So they cannot use much for mental math yet. And then next 6 months, the people learning abacus, shown by the red lines, will usually grasp the idea and then start to use the abacus to help them do some calculation. And then the progress will be more significant. And for the paper math, they're still making a progress, but it won't be as fast as using the abacus. Then in the next stage, you can see using the abacus, if the person has a constant practice regularly, then the progress will be like this. Sometimes it's flat, is when the person reaches a certain level and try to unlock this level, then the progress will slow down. But once they acquired enough skill, unlock that level, then their progress will come up again. Let's look at the dashed line represent for the paper math. Once they use paper math for 2, 3, even 4 years, the progress will be very, very insignificant. In other words, those people who rely on paper and pencil to do math, the ability they can do the calculation in their head probably won't be improved much after their elementary school. That's why paper math is really limited in terms of progress. So, did I mean that learning abacus must be better than not learning it? Well, it really depends. First of all, if this person is very bright, can already do math in the head of their own way, forcing this person to learn abacus may not help much. It's possible, but that may be 1 of 100. You may see a person is very bright who can do mental math very quickly in their head without learning any special skill. Then I think this child may not need to learn abacus, then they can just get a benefit from their born talent. I heard that some parents complain about learning abacus is no use. I think most likely it's because the student didn't practice enough, so after spending a few years and still not able to pass level 3 for addition subtraction or level 2 for multiplication and division. And in that case, yes, learning abacus is no use for this student, and it turned out to be wasting time and money. And I'm sorry to see that situation, but I really want to make everybody aware that abacus math is very useful. Only if you push yourself to get to a certain level, then you will see everything is worth it. So please make sure that you practice enough. You will really get a good benefit out of it. Another case is some people are really good at abacus and devote most of the time in practicing abacus. But when it comes to paper math, person cannot handle it. That's also not very good unless you are able to train yourself to be able to handle all kinds of calculation, no matter how big the number is in your head. It's still better that everybody knows the basic way to do paper math. In case sometimes the question is beyond your mental math level, you still can grasp a paper and pencil to get your answer. In other words, abacus math is not a replacement of paper math yet. Now we know mental math is actually pretty important if you want to be good at math. We have a way to quantify how good you are in terms of mental math. And those levels defined by the bootcamp of M&Go is consistent with what's being adopted by the US Mental Math Federation. And in the last video, I show you briefly how these levels are defined, sample questions for each level. They are all on the website. It's called usmentalmath.org. If you're interested, you're welcome to look at that website. A good way of training mental math is by playing bootcamp at M&Go. Bootcamp measures your mental math level, and it will tell you whether your mental math is useful or not, meaning try to unlock your addition subtraction to level 3 at least, mental multiplication division to level 2 at least. If you can go beyond that, that will be even better. Levels achieved at M&Go will be recognized by the US Mental Math Federation and can be looked up on the website. From the last video, hopefully you already understand how stringent the way M&Go quantify your levels. If you are able to unlock the levels at M&Go, the US Mental Math will recognize your achievement, and you'll be able to look up the level, and everybody else can look up your level on the website to be more officially recognized. We are trying to do that automatically in the near future, but right now we probably will just do it manually. This can be done when your membership of US Mental Math is valid. We'll be able to show your achievement of levels in mental math on the website. So we have Fibonacci sequence hidden in M&Go. What is the Fibonacci sequence? It's a series of numbers and starting with 0, then 1, and 1, and 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and so on. So from these first few numbers, did you see any pattern? Are you able to predict what will come next to 34? Previously, I mentioned about using this as an example to explain why number fluency helps thinking. When a person first sees this few series of numbers, I think what you need to do is run through some math operations to see if you are able to come up with the next one. For this one, you will just try to do 0 plus 1 or 0 minus 1 or times 1 divided 1 and then run through a pair to see if you come up with the next one. So that's how you come up with a pattern of a sequence. For this Fibonacci sequence, you just need to add the previous two numbers to come up with the third one. And so what comes after 34 will be adding 21 and 34, that becomes 55. So that will be the next one. Why this is related to, you can see if a person has a quick mental math, then the thinking and the calculation will be in sequence and fluently without stop and go. If a person rely on a paper and pencil to do the calculation, then you have to stop and write down number and then do the calculation and then see if that's right and then go to the next one. If a person has to stop and do the calculation before thinking of the next step, this probably won't be a good way to solve a problem. Of course, you think of this question is not hard. Everybody can do it in the head. This is only an example. If the numbers gets bigger and more complicated, you should agree that those who has better mental math will have a better advantage to figure that out. What is it about M Go? We use this number sequence to define the number of gold leaves awarded to when you unlock a level. Let's start from level 11. That's the initial level. If you unlock level 11 and start to begin level 10, you should see that you are awarded with 1 gold leaf. Yeah, that's little. And then next one, if you unlock to level 9, you are awarded with another 1 gold leaf. And then if you unlock level 8, then you get 2 leaves. And level 7, you get 3. Level 6, you get 5. Continuously, if you unlock level 1, and you get 55 gold leaves at once. The higher level you unlock, the more the gold leaves you will receive. So that's the hidden Fibonacci sequence in MGO. Alright, so now let's see who are on the top 3 of the gold crown holders. As of April 30th, these are the names that we have. So the first person is still Daniel 123. The number of gold crowns is 68, and this is his mileage point. And the second place is still Didi, and the number of gold crowns is 36, and this is a mileage point. And the third place is Silly, got 32 gold crowns, and then this is the mileage point. Several people closely following Silly, and is getting approached to the number of crowns that we showed here. So good job, guys and girls. Keep going. We will schedule more national tournament for you to get gold crowns. So we already finished this one, and what's upcoming in a few hours will be the one at the University of Washington. So get ready for that tournament, and hopefully we'll see your number of gold crowns increase again. Let me remind you, our World Championship, that's only once a year, and we have to have the person participate in person. That will be in San Jose, California on August 30th, 2020. Most of the mental math competition, as long as you pay the fee, you are there. Then you can get into the competition. And here, we don't need to pay the fee. You earn the admission by your true mental math ability. Once you are qualified, we don't need you to pay the admission. We invite you to come to the stage, let people admire you. So that's the idea why the World Championship takes no admission fee to enter, because by paying money, it's no use. You need to have enough number of gold crowns. In addition to that, we want to award you with cash. A total of 12,000 US dollars will be awarded. Actually, it's priceless honor. The monetary award doesn't represent much of how much you should be given by reaching up at that level. So let people applaud you for your achievement. If you are able to earn the admission to the World Championship, you are very good. Let people in the world see you, okay? So that's all for today. Thank you for watching MGO News. I'm the Special Agent, Double M7. See you next time. Goodbye.